we gather. We gather in the presence of all that is most holy, the sky above us, the hidden sun, the moving river, the great mountain, the love that moves in and among us, the great spirit that holds all. We gather to bear witness. We gather to offer up our commitments to our beloved planet Earth and all her beings. We gather to make real change. As we light our chalice, let us receive 3 breaths together. Breathe in, breathe out. I am here. Breathe in, breathe out. You are there. Breathe in, breathe out. We are together. Come, let us witness together.
L'chaim. We are the Chinook people of the lower Columbia River, and we come here today to share a song with you. We travel up into this Middle River area, the area of our friends from the Confederated Tribes of Grand Ronde. And today we like to share a song that had traveled way up into the Puget Sound many, many, many years ago, and it had got lost up there, a Chinook song. And this song came back to us from a gentleman named Sobier, who shared it with one of our tribal members, Shalapan. And this song is called The Changer. And The Changer, at one time the Chinook people felt that the animals thought they were people before we came on this earth. And they were setting down the rules that we would live by, how we dealt with marriage, how we dealt with death, how we dealt with birth. And then we came about. So this song is called The Changer.
Thank you for sharing that powerful song. It's humbling to be in the presence of those whose ancestors have called the Pacific Northwest home for so many centuries and so many generations. I'm Peter Morales, president of the Unitarian Universalist Association. I first want to greet our partners who have joined us today, Vice Chairman Sam Robinson, Kate Elliott, and other citizens of the Chinook Indian Nation, who just offered us their prayer song, and Council Member Julius and Elder Jewell Praying Wolf James of Lummi Nation. And I would like to invite any other formal tribal representatives present today to rise as you are willing and able so that we may greet you. Are there any other tribal? Yes, please. You honor us with your presence. I also want to recognize all those present who are original peoples, First Nations, American Indian, Native, and Indigenous. Please stand or raise your hand if you are. I welcome you and thank you for being here. We come here today carrying both joy and pain, celebrating victories like yesterday's Supreme Court decision on marriage, but also mourning the violence against Black communities, including the recent arson attacks against 4 historically Black churches. We come here today also to bear witness to the injustice of climate change and environmental destruction. We're here to bear witness to the fact that those with the least power bear the greatest burdens, even as they contribute the least to the consumption of natural resources that has led us to this point. From the early days told in their creation stories, the original peoples of this land have held spiritual and cultural values that honor interconnectedness and promote great care for each other and for our home and its gifts. Yet original peoples have suffered greatly at the hands of those with different values. 3 years ago at our General Assembly in Phoenix, we learned about the doctrine of discovery, a religious decree that for hundreds of years has been the basis of legal oppression of indigenous peoples. We repudiated the doctrine of discovery and called on each other and our congregations to deepen our learning, build new relationships, and work with indigenous communities. Today, we are here to bear witness to the story, the struggle, and the wisdom of our partners of the Lummi Nation, located in the northwest corner of Washington State. They are at the front lines of the global crisis of climate change. The coastal ecosystem they depend upon is already changing drastically due to this climate change. Worse, the fossil fuels industry seeks to turn the Pacific Northwest into a toxic corridor. Lummi Nation is fighting to keep the largest coal port in North America from being built on their sacred lands. This injustice must be prevented. Bearing witness means opening our hearts and connecting on a soul-deep level. Today we are invited to listen to what Council Member Julius and Elder James offer. We will then engage in a collective ritual of honoring our earth and make commitment to new action. And now please welcome Lummi Nation Council Member and Treaty Rights activist Julius and Lummi Nation Elder, international climate justice activist, and totem pole carver Jewell Praying Wolf James.
There's many ways of saying thank you, or this is our way of saying thank you. Haishka is our way of saying thank you in our language. My traditional name, I carry two, Xwe'chi'eXen, and I share a name with my son, Totem. And these names are passed down. Totem was passed down from my great-great-grandfather, who was born in 1892, who I had the opportunity to walk this earth with until I was about 5. And as I often find myself reflecting on what his eyes saw and who he was brought up by, pre-contact, and those that he walked this earth with, and what they saw in terms of the climate and the waters and the air. By a show of hands, I want to ask you guys a quick question. How many of you have a close friend or know someone that is Native American? Wow, a lot of you. Awesome. I am a federally enrolled tribal member of the Lummi Nation. My enrollment number through the federal government is 3051 to prove my identity. I'm going to share a story really quick, even though most of you know a Native American or have encountered one. And there's about a year and 2 months ago, it was a Saturday. My son had 5 of his buddies over from the basketball team in the city adjacent to our reservation. And at about 11 o'clock, we were having dessert. We had friends over. We had watched a sporting event. And of all things, my son was out back cutting kindling. I live on 5 acres back in the woods at the mouth of the Nooksack River where it meets Bellingham Bay, up in Bellingham, Washington. And he's out there cutting kindling, and my daughter was filming it. And the dogs were barking, and you can see my son's face in the camera look to the left, and he looks over towards our dog kennels. Then he keeps cutting kindling. Then he looks again because the dogs are barking really loud, and there's something going on. And then he looks to the right, and he sees Sasquatch, Bigfoot. Second most sightings in this country are right there at the Nooksack River, according to a Sasquatch book you can buy in Northern California. But so anyway, he sees Sasquatch and he can't say anything, and he looks closer, and you know, this is all over Facebook too. About a year and 2 months ago, we posted it. And so one of his buddies catches on to him and looks over as well. And he looks, he doesn't say a word to his friend. He runs over, grabs a sliding door and rips it open and goes flying in the house by my daughter who's videoing this. And they're like, what's going on? Koya sees it and he goes, guys, run! My son's Koya. He starts to run for the sliding door, and before he can get there, one of his other buddies throws him out of the way. He goes flying and hits the cupboard, and all the other 3 buddies went in, and Koya closes the door behind him, and he's walking backwards. Just a horrific look on his face, and Sasquatch hits the sliding glass door twice. And when I saw the look on his face, I took my mask off. I had on a big ape suit. I share that with you because the perception of a Native American varies if you don't know personally a Native American. And history books will teach and show pictures of stone-faced Native Americans. Curtis did take great pictures and documented a lot of great stuff, including up in the Pacific Northwest. He resided in Seattle for some time. But I share that for the purpose of opening it up with a little bit of laughter. Let you know we are humorous individuals. We always have been. Strong work ethic. And just wanted to share that little story with you. What I share today, I want to make it clear that sympathy is not what we seek. Today, I hope to provide some inspiration. Today, I hope to provide some courage. My hope is that after today, each of our tomorrows has a purpose, a little bit more of one, possibly. Through stories of history and personal experience, I will attempt to leave you with a little more courage and inspiration than you came with, and maybe a little bit more of an understanding of who we are as a people, not just the Lummi Nation, but Native peoples all throughout this country. On the East Coast, it might be rare to encounter Native Americans. And the history in the East Coast is much more brutal than we encountered here in the West. We entered into treaties. I have found myself as an elected leader over the last 3.5 years spending a lot of my time educating elected leaders of cities, counties, states, and feds on who we are as a nation, who we are as a people, and what that treaty means when we entered into that in 1855. There's been a tendency over the past 160 years to treat us like children in a very paternalistic way, and it continues today. It's like the thousands of years that we spent here prior to contact taught us nothing. Today we encounter the paternalistic behavior with leadership in our outside cities, but it's changing because with the help of you guys, and my hands go up to Beth and Deborah and Bellingham, Unitarian Fellowship, and individuals who take the time to get a better understanding of who we are as a people, but equally important, who we were pre-treaty. Because that means just as much to us today as it did 160 years ago when we entered into this contract with the United States. And again, to put that in perspective, my great-grandfather, whose name I carry, and my great-great-grandfather and great-great-grandmother was born in 1888. She died in 1980 when I was 5 years old. I got to spend time with her. I got to learn with her. 1888. The stories she shared of the ability to walk across the streams and rivers on the backs of salmon. And today, as an elected leader, when I meet with Governor Inslee and his staff and the states and feds and the Congress and Senate, conversations like how we're going to fund the hatcheries to raise up salmon so that they can come back up the river so that we can exercise our right that was guaranteed in this treaty. Farm-raised fish, fish consumption rate. I'm not very educated, but when I look at things like the fish consumption rate and I think about the future of these little children we hear in the background, it inspires me. It gives me the courage to stand here before you and hopefully give a little bit of inspiration and encouragement to just take a little step, do a little bit more to make sure that their health, inherent rights, human rights, their ability to eat a salmon without the risk of cancer if they eat double what the average individual eats. Mainly driven by corporations, large corporations that provide a lot of jobs, yeah. But at the expense of what? At the expense of what? Yeah, we may not see it today, but when my great-great-great-grandfather signed the treaty in 1855, his name was Thomas Jefferson. He was a fisherman. I am a fisherman. When he entered into that treaty, he was thinking 7 generations ahead. he was thinking about my children today, who are the 7th generation from 1855. Today, the work that you do, today, the work that we do together is not necessarily for us. It's for the future generations of those kids who are here today with us and their children's children's children. And that is a philosophy we must work toward. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is destruction. A lot of times we live busy lives and we don't realize the significant damages that have taken place. And that's why I share with you 1888, my grandma Dora. Even Jewell James, who you'll hear later after me speak, grew up with my father, talks about how clear the river was. Now you put your hand in the water, you can't even see it. Now you can't dive into the river because you'll hit your head where it was so deep before. It's time for us to take action. It's time for us to blaze a trail into the unknown, to be uncommon, to do today and set the example for our children to follow in your footsteps and in our footsteps. Today we face a threat to human health, human rights, and inherent rights at a place called Cherry Point, where the largest coal port in North America is being proposed. In our language, that village site was called Xwe'chi'eXen, a place where our creation story takes place. The proposal is, like I said, the largest coal port in North America. And this is hard for me to talk about, and I don't expect anybody, not many of you in this room, to understand what we feel as people, how we feel as people. But this proposal, yes, it'll rape our treaty in the first degree. But equally important, it will destroy a cultural site that has tangible and intangible value that no money can buy. No money can take that away from us. It cannot be sold. It's like me asking the local city or a leader asking you guys, hey, where your parents are at rest and for 6 generations are buried and grandparents and great-grandparents, we're going to go ahead and bulldoze over those crosses and headstones. We promise we won't hurt what's underneath. But if we do, we'll put together an inadvertent discovery plan and we'll store that skeleton up at the local university. Is that okay with you? No. Then why is it okay to do it to the Native Americans, to the indigenous people? Oh, but they're old. You can extract them and move them. We dealt with that in 1999. I had to put in coffins babies and mothers and elders, hundreds of them last year, because of development that took place on a village site of ours. And we refuse to allow this to take place again. And I thank you guys for letting me share this. For us, we ask the leadership to honor the Constitution of the United States. Article 6 of the Constitution states that a treaty is a supreme law of the land. No more trying to figure out how to skirt around it. Enough destruction has taken place. As I reflect on my grandfather, great-great-great-grandfather who signed the treaty, I often think of a quote by Charles Udall. He said, "In life we will be faced with a series of God-ordained opportunities, brilliantly disguised as challenges and problems." Their leadership back then still lives within me today, in all of us. the challenges, the horrific loss of our people in massive numbers. I shared with the group at 3 o'clock today, Smallpox Bay isn't named Smallpox Bay over there by our village site because it's a cool name. But that's a reality. That's a reality of us. I think of that quote from Charles Udall. It gives me the courage. I lost my father when I was 7. I buried numerous aunts and uncles. But the toughest one was last September when I buried my 4-year-old daughter. And then 2 months later, my wife diagnosed with multiple myeloma cancer. And that quote from Charles Udall keeps me out of asking why, creating a backslide if I fall into why in my pity parties. Oh, my life is so bad, my life is so tough. No, because someone else has got it tougher somewhere else. There's a purpose behind everything. We all have a purpose. Each and every one of us, some small, some big. I am a son of the Salish Sea. It is my duty to protect it. We come together for a common purpose, working together for the greater good of all and for all. I commend each and every one of you today, each and every one of you for being here. It's an honor to be here before you sharing a story, my story, our story. By taking the action that you take, by being who you are, standing up and being a voice for all, including Mother Earth and all within that cannot speak, you are paving the way for future generations. You are leading by example for the children of today to one day become great difference makers in the future as you are. Our purposes vary. Some are called by the universe, God, the Creator, to do the smallest of things in our eyes, or the biggest of things. What is as important is that we do what only we as individuals are called to do. No one else can do what it is you are called to do. I ask that you please inspire someone to be the change for the future. Encourage your children that they are enough just the way they are. Be courageous in whatever it is you are called to do. You are the difference makers that we all need. I thank you for the solidarity. I thank you for the support in standing united to defeat climate change, to stand up for Mother Earth, and to not take any more, to draw the line together. In our language, that is called quohoit. We say no more. Enough is enough. I thank each and every one of you for your time. God bless each and every one of you. Haishka.
It feels like I'm holding my breath underwater. It feels like I'm immune. Lopper. It feels like this is my big debut. Giving it all I got. This is the way I live my life. All I got. This is the way I live my life. All I got. This is the way I live my life. All I got. This is the way I live my life. It feels like I'm up atop the highest mountain. It feels like I need no oxygen. It feels like candy flows from every fountain. It feels like I'm stronger than I've ever been. Giving it all I got. This is the way I live my life. 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 It feels like up atop the highest mountain. It feels like I need no oxygen. It feels like candy flows from every fountain. It feels like I'm so strong. This is the way I live my life. 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 It feels like it feels like it feels like it feels like I'm having fun like Cyndi Lauper, giving it all I got. This is the way I live my life. 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 It feels like I'm holding my breath underwater. It feels like I'm immune. It feels like I'm having fun like Cyndi Lauper. It feels like this is my big debut. Giving it all I got. This is the way I live my life. All I got. This is the way I live my life. All I got. This is the way I live my life. All I got. This is the way I live my life. It feels like I'm up.
Thank you. This is my daughter, Shamania Nadine Triana James. We made her name to represent the gift of the shamanist of the gift of the tree prayer. But here she is.
I just want to say what an honor it is to be here together today. When I heard they were going to play the video, my stomach kind of did a cartwheel. I have pretty severe anxiety, but I just wanted to say, to tie the video to the message, just to learn what fulfills your heart and to pursue it bravely, even if it scares you a little bit. So at that, my hands go up to each and every one of you. Haishka. Here's my dad.
We do now, myself and Dr. Kurt Russo and I, for 35 years, we have stood up for Native American treaty rights, environmental rights, rights of self-determination, self-government. We traveled around the world working with indigenous peoples on their rights to stand up, protect their environment. I was involved in the United Nations declarations on the rights of indigenous peoples. Those negotiations, I was involved in convincing President Obama to accept it as a duty of the United States. And I do a lot of work in Indian country, and they kind of consider me the Indian expert on Indians and the Constitution. But one of the loves of our life is to talk about culture and Native American views of how to view the world. And my late brother, Xwe'chi'eXen, used to sing a beautiful song all about how there's no lessons in death, but we also thought, when he was singing that, we'd think about how we're killing the earth. And there's really is a lesson in it. It's up to us to preserve it for our children. This video my daughter helped us produce and sang in, it's all about learning from culture and appreciating who you are. And you can see the elders and the babies in it. Those are important relationships. Now, in the back, we have about 300 or 400 handouts, one-page handouts, asking you to support us on the totem pole journeys. Back during 9/11, we began totem pole journeys, healing totem poles. And we've done about 15 healing totem pole journeys, all the way up into Canada, all across the nation. And we have touched millions upon millions of people. Probably 50 million people were heard about it last year. In that journey. We don't see it that way because it's magazines, it's newspapers, it's reporters, it's different ways that the media covers the story. It reaches millions upon millions of people. And that's what our effort is in regards to the totem pole journeys. We appreciate the UU because they have faithify.com. If you want to make donations to help us in these journeys, it's a way to get the word out that we're here to work together, to form alliances, and to protect the earth for the next generations. Now, back in 1985, I was talking to my sister, and she was telling me how, my younger sister, she's gone now, but she was telling me how our aunts and our grand-aunts and our great-grand-aunts had a message, and she taught me how to look at the full moon. And I'm going to bring this up because I want you to appreciate the message that she was giving. But at that time, I was at the McGeorge School of Law, and I went back to law school. Came home for Christmas. I went back, and I was really thinking about what my sister said. And I thought, wow, if that image, now what you don't know is that if you look at the full moon, and I know all of you kind of did those little games kids do, connect the dots, color within the color book lines, look at the clouds and see images in the clouds. These are all human experiences, so we know how to visualize. And when you look at the full moon, if you look at the craters and crater shadows at the full moon somewhere around 10 o'clock, and you're going to have two opportunities, July 1st and July 31st. There's two full moons in next July. And so you're going to have the opportunity to bear witness to this. You'll see a Native American sitting with these legs crossed and his head bowed and his hands in his laps. And there's 2 feathers over his forehead. And our great-grandaunts taught us that. Jay's great-grandmother was one of the ones that helped teach those stories about how to see that image. It came from their lines out of the Skagit people. And the thing is that this Native American is a part of our mythology. And so I asked myself in 1985, what would he be saying if he is saying something to us? And he would say, Almighty Spirit, Great Father, forgive them for not loving Mother Earth, but save her for the children. Now, the late Billy Frank, he really believed in it, and he worked with us, and we produced a 1-minute public service announcement and a 1.5-minute version, and it showed Billy Frank saying that prayer, and then you watch him fade right into the image, him and his fire, right into the image on the moon. And one of the things that what we do is we have the Moon's Prayer Foundation then, but we call it the Indian and the Moon Foundation, that we shared with Indian country. We produced about 50,000 posters that we handed out over the years for the children, because we wanted the children to know that there are some basic laws that we believe in as Indian country and that we need to remember. Physical harmony, take care of your body. Mental harmony, take care of your mind. Emotional harmony, take care of your emotions. Social harmony, take care of your relationships with all people. Environmental harmony, take care of your relationships with the world, for we're all a part and dependent upon the earth itself. Harmony with time, use your time in a good way. Treat all things as if it's a sacred place. And spiritual harmony. You know, our elders always said, think good of others, pray for them, you know, and project it to them. Never look them straight in the face and threaten them, but always keep that in mind. You know, so these 7 laws of harmony are part of traditional Native American teachings. And at one time we were taught, if you live your life fully, that the first breath you ever took was sacred and the last breath you ever took was sacred. It's how you use those breaths in between was the measurement of the life you lived. You know, and so none of us are perfect, but we all strive to try to live a better life at least. You know, and I'm proud of my daughter, Shamania, and many of the young people that work with us as the House of Tears carvers that helped produce these totem poles that went back to New York. We raised one in New York during 9/11. Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where Flight 93 crashed. We raised one there. We raised a 3-piece at the Pentagon. It's now in Congressional Cemetery in Washington, D.C. You know, and the National Library of Medicine, Chimawa schools, public schools, old soldiers' homes, explosion sites where children were killed on rivers and stuff. We put poles up, helping people, calling them together to pray and to learn to protect not only the environment, but protect our children. And so with the influence of Dr. Russo and I working together, we've been able to successfully reach out to people like yourself and to keep these messages going. You know, and I was saying at our earlier gathering that we got to remember what our elder from Vancouver Island says when we do these totem pole journeys. He said, the totem pole is not sacred. It's the gathering of the people that's sacred. And don't you forget that. That's what creates the sacred moment, when you call them together. And to appreciate that, because I understand, you know, actually, I didn't realize the UU was such an old religion, new as the world goes. But, the way you guys think and the way you live, I was asking my friend Florence, was UUs created by hippies? I really thought so, you know, but, it seems like you just love the world. You're kind of like flower children, you know, everybody's going to live together. You know, and that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And I was actually asking her in the hallways, did you give up Buddhism? She goes, no, you don't have to give up Buddha to be a part of UUs. Oh, okay, I was kind of worried. So, but the thing is that I would like to challenge you for July 1st and July 31st, look at the full moon. You know, I traveled around the world. And I seen it when I was in South America. I seen it when I was in Australia. I seen it when I was in Korea. I seen it when I was in Alaska. I seen it when I was in about 35 of the different 50 states. It always rises in the east and sets in the west. And it's a phenomenon. And we're just saying that in this time when we look at each other as all of us are indigenous to the earth. Red, black, white, and yellow. We're all indigenous to the earth. And at one time, we all had a relationship with our sacred mother. And that's why I fully appreciate today, this week, when Pope Francis came out with his statement. You know, he didn't quite say it, but I sure felt like he told us, you're right. You're right. You know, and it's okay for us to be different. It's okay for us to have a different ways of teaching how to care for the earth. But let's do it for the children. You know, it's not just about Cherry Point. It's about Longview. How about the Chinooks? Nobody even recognizes the Chinook Nation, you know, and they were so important to Lewis and Clark when they got here. Somebody fed those guys, you know, and so, you know, what is Chinook jargon? Ishla, soy karapa na miko hui kalskulam Chinook. That's Chinook. That's the Chinook version from the inland version. All I ask you is, my friend, come here and help the Chinooks. Okay, they want to be recognized. They have a right. They have an inherent right to protect the earth. We all have a part of the earth that we have a duty to protect. So I hope you go home and continue to do what you do and reach out and multiply. Multiply, because you know, we have the apology of churches in the Northwest where they said we're sorry, and apologies went around the world where churches were apologizing to local people for hurting them. Now we got the Pope making his statement saying that we're wrong, let's correct ourselves and save the earth. Now we got the UUs passing a resolution today, I understand, saying you're going to help us. You're going to help us. You know, and that is important. The question is, okay, you put it to writing, you put it to voice, are you going to put it to action? You know, let's bring everybody to the table and put it to action. Thank you.
As is my tradition, I invoke the name of my great-grandmother Dominga, my grandmother Rosario, my mother Lily, and I bring you greetings from Chile, southern Chile, and the Pacific coast and the Mapuche people there, very humbly and with much gratitude. Thank you, Council Member Julius, Elder James. Thank you for our beautiful singer, Shamania. Thank you for the gift of your words to us. Let us all please take a moment of silence to honor the gift that we have received in these words, in this wisdom, in this music. And let us hold all that has been sung and spoken in gratitude for a moment in silence. Like Lummi Nation, Unitarian Universalists care deeply for the earth and for all the life that dwells here. Part of our sacred covenant is respect for the interdependent life. For decades, we have been engaged in many struggles from that deeply spiritual place. Yet we can and we must do more. This past September, 1,500 of us marched in the People's Climate March in New York City. And at the same time, we launched a new initiative, a collaboration of UU organizations across our entire movement. This new initiative, Commit to Respond, is grounded in the knowledge that as people of faith, we need to be leaders in this moral struggle, and that the solutions we work for must be grounded in partnership with frontline communities like Lummi Nation and their leadership. For too long, our movement has looked only at a single piece of the larger puzzle instead of grounding ourselves in the intersections of environmental degradation with racism, classism, ableism, and more. Today, we commit to respond in new ways. Today, we make new commitments to our Mother Earth, to solidarity, and to collective action. Thank you.
Let us form a sacred circle in which we will express our feelings for the earth and make commitments to action. In this hall, there are 4 special designating seating sections where people have elected to sit so that they can play a special role in our ceremony today. We will form our sacred circle by sending those 4 groups outside, one to bless each of the 4 directions and elements. At the request of our Lummi partners, the ritual created for this event is authentic to Unitarian Universalism. It draws inspiration from the spiritual work of Joanna Macy, from pagan traditions, one of the many sources of our faith, and also incorporates additional elements suggested by our Lummi siblings.
We begin by sending a group to bless the direction of the east and the element of air. Those who have volunteered to carry the blessing of our gathered body to the east by sitting in that designated section of this hall, please go forth from this place carrying our gratitude for the earth and its gift with you. While they process, everyone please turn to the person next to you. You are invited to express your love and gratitude for the earth by completing the phrase, "My heart sings when." Take just a minute each to share, "My heart sings when." Thank you all. Please hold all of these words of gratitude in your hearts.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dana Lyons, and I'm very happy to be here with the Bellingham Unitarian Fellowship team and also the Lummi delegation. And I want to thank Jewell and Jay for their outstanding leadership and endless efforts to defeat the coal ports and the explosive oil trains that are coming through our communities. Let's have another huge hand for them for that. Got some guitar out there. I'm not getting it in the monitor right now. There it is.
I have traveled far and seen the magic of this place so far away. Halfway around the world, so far from you. Ancient dancing trees, blown to perfection by 1,000 years of wind. Giant rivers fall from lakes so blue. It's hard to understand a dam, a river with the glaciers almost gone. As if nothing's wrong, we march on through. Lovers in a time, the word forever is a question on the wind. 12 billion hands begin what we must do. And that is why, my love, we hold a candle to the eminence of night. We pass the mantle with our children's ancient right to green and blue. We rise up once again. We may not live to see the dawn after the end. Let's take a moment now to savor this, my friend, the green and blue. The ending of a word and the beginning of a love that never dies. Please don't start to cry, or I'll cry too. Life will find a way. Our poisoned prison slowly swept into the sea. Sacredness survives, and we will too. And that is why, my love, we hold a candle to the eminence of night. We pass the mantle with our children's ancient right to green and blue. We rise up once again, born with the knowledge that the dawn will come again. Let's take a moment now to savor this, my friend, the green and blue. when I forget that there are children everywhere, cuddling ragged bears where dreams come true. And deep beneath we know that we are better than this mess we have become. You reach for the hold and I'll lift you. And that is why, my love, we hold a candle to the eminence of night. We pass the mantle with our children's ancient right to green and blue. We rise up once again. We may not live to see the dawn after the end. Let's take a moment now to savor this, my friend, the green and blue.
It is a good day. It is a good day to be alive. It is a good day to be on this land, blessed by the Creator and the love of this people. Now, let us send forth the group to bless the direction of the south and the element of fire. Those who will carry our blessings to the east, the south, please go forth carrying our grief and pain for what is happening to life on earth. And those who are staying here, everyone else, turn again to your partner, and this time express your grief and pain by completing the phrase, my heart breaks when. My heart breaks when. You turn to your partner and share that thought. Thank you. Please hold all of these words of grief and pain that you have shared with each other in your hearts.
It's a dark thought, it's a vile plot, it's a shadow in the corner of your mind. Yes, there's oil, it controls you to make you dig these holes. Search for the happiness, but you just can't find. And now there's a danger, and it's up ahead. There's a danger, it's not in our heads. There's a danger, we might end up dead. There's a danger, there's a danger up ahead. Fracking oil out the ground, you're killing everything around. Turn the grass to black and brown, there's a danger up ahead. And building pipelines across the land, you're spilling all the black tar sand. It truly is a vile plan, there's a danger up ahead. There's a danger, danger up ahead. There's a danger, it's not in our heads. There's a danger, danger up ahead. There's a danger up ahead. There's a danger, danger up ahead. Just a matter of time till we're all dead. There's a danger, danger up ahead. There's a danger up ahead. Don't use our ports as docking grounds. We don't want that in the sound. Keep that oil in the ground. There's a danger up ahead. 'Cause drilling Arctic oil means disaster for all human beings. Do us right, revoke the lease. There's a danger up ahead. There's a danger. There's a danger up ahead.
I'm Aji Piper. I'm a hello? Hello? No? Okay.
I'm so thankful for that piece. Now, we will send forth the group to bless the direction of west and the element of water. Those who will carry our blessings to the west, please go forth, carrying our deep interconnectedness. Everyone else, please express your sense of interconnectedness by turning to your partner and completing the phrase, "What moves me to take action is." Please share, "What moves me to take action is." I don't know their name. Pardon. Thank you. Please hold all these words of motivation and calling in your heart.
This next song is called The Great Salish Sea. And for those of you who aren't from this region, the Salish Sea is the body of water that includes the Puget Sound and the Strait of Georgia up in British Columbia. It's an inland sea in both Washington and British Columbia. and it was officially named in 2009 by both the U.S. and Canadian governments. And Salish is the language group of which the Lummi and that region speaks. So that's where that name comes from. This song is called The Great Salish Sea, and it's the title track of my new album, which I'm doing a national tour with right now. But the song is written from the perspective of the 104-year-old matriarch of the resident orcas, the orca whales in the Salish Sea. And it's the story of her perception of the changing sound of boats over the last century, from the Native American cedar canoes to the great sailing ships to the large supertankers and freighters of today. If you've ever swum underwater in a lake and you've heard a motorboat going by, you hear this zzz. Well, the giant ships are cacophonous in sound to the orcas. When the orcas can talk to each other, they can talk to each other. When the water is quiet, they can hear each other 7-8 miles away. When there are large ships in the area, they can hear maybe 100 yards. You can imagine what that does to their bodies, to their ability to communicate, to their safety. And what the Lummi and all of us in this region are fighting is if we lose on the coal ports and the oil trains, there'll be 2,700 additional giant ships in the Salish Sea. So we plan on winning. We've beaten 4 coal ports so far, and we plan to beat the other 2 and stop the oil trains. We will swim 1,000 miles to reach the shores of Emerald Isles, with salmon spawning by the million, herring spawning by the billion. Gather with our pods again, the summer food, the summer friends, to raise our babies safe and free. We gather in the Salish Sea. Oh, hush, hear the swish of the boats on the water, the hollowed out cedars, the sons and the daughters, the rhythm of paddles caressing the water, the rhythm of paddles to come greet the orca. Remember the legend, the myth and the story, a long time ago when we witnessed the glory, with thousands and thousands of whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the great Salish Sea. I hear your song for many miles, your distant thoughts, your distant smiles. Today we fish in different bays. Tonight we meet again to play. Oh, hush, hear the swish of the boats on the water, the great sailing ships with the sons and the daughters, the wind and the wood as it cuts through the water, the wind and the wood sailing out to the orca. Remember the legend, the myth and the story, a long time ago when we witnessed the glory, with thousands and thousands of whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the great Salish Sea. Oh. 100 times around the sun,
I saw the slaughter, smelled the blood, the water turning blue to brown, the metal ships, the screaming sound. I cannot hear your song today. The salmon gone, the herring late, and more the ships do come. Will anybody hear my song? Oh, hush, hear the scream of the ships on the water, the great super tankers, the coal ports, the freighters, the deafening noise overtaking the water, the deafening noise overcoming the orca. Remember the legend, the myth, and the story a long time ago when we witnessed the glory with thousands and thousands of whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the great sailors' sea. Oh, hush, hear the voice from both sides of the border, the rallies, the blockades, the brave sons and daughters. The people speak out for protecting the water. The people are rising to come save the orca.
Now let us send forth our fourth group, our last group, to bless the direction of the north. Will the group from the north please proceed out, carrying with you our commitment to action. You forgot he was supposed to stay there.
And while they're proceeding out, we're going to do a short version of Teach Your Children. You who are on the road, that's it, must have a code that you can live by, and so become yourself, because the past is just a goodbye, is just a goodbye. Teach your children well. Slowly go by and feed them on your dreams. The one they picks, the ones you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you, you would cry. So just look at them and sigh, and know they love you. They're out, we're in.
Each of the groups that has carried our blessings to one of the four directions will also bless a sapling tree and ask it to bear witness to our commitment. On behalf of our collective whole, the groups are promising to the sapling trees to do all we can to help them grow strong and tall on a healthy earth. These 4 trees will be planted in the 4 quarters of the Portland cluster of UU congregations. There they will grow as symbols of our love for the earth, our solidarity with the First Nations whose stories we have heard here, and our commitment to respond.
So what is it that we can do to make a healthy life possible for a young tree? Or for that matter, a young fish, a young bird, or a young person? Systems that support life, systems based in reverence, systems that support justice and mutual respect.
At the center of it all is climate justice. This struggle is not just about one coal plant on sacred lands. It is a global struggle to save all creatures on earth and in the water and in the air. As people of faith, we are called to lead this struggle. We are called to commit ourselves completely to a revolution in institutions, a transformation of values. And it will take all of us to do it.
But the task seems impossible sometimes, doesn't it? There are so many things wrong, and they're wrong at such a huge magnitude. How can any of us possibly make a difference? Sometimes our pain and grief and fear are so great that we can't face them. So we turn away and lose hope and give up.
But what if we're not alone in this? What if we are all together, facing our pain together, committing to making change together? What if we find that sharing our grief makes it manageable? What if we realize that each of us has some small thread of healing we can bring to the web, and we can weave together all of our little threads, and we can see that somehow we have healed a whole big part of the web of life?
But what if we are not alone in this? Let's try it. I invite you to take the ribbon you were given earlier, place it between your hands, hold it close to your heart. And while you hold the ribbon close to your heart, please repeat after me. We acknowledge the odds we are facing. We acknowledge our grief and pain. Let this ribbon hold our own unique pain. We acknowledge our deep love of earth and the whole web of life. Let this ribbon hold our love. We want to heal earth. We want to heal the web of life. Each of us can do something, no matter how small. Today, we commit ourselves to climate justice. Let this ribbon hold our commitment. We commit to respond. We commit to respond. We commit to respond. Ashe, Amen, and blessed be.
After you leave this place, you are invited to tie a ribbon on one of the strings at the 4 places outside where the directions were blessed. One ribbon is small, but together our ribbons represent the magnitude of our collective pain, love, and commitment together. Together, we are in this together.
After you leave this place, you are also invited to take action. Take your own individual commitment and our huge collective commitment home. And when you return to the 4 directions from whence we came, visit commit2respond.org. Commit2respond.org for specific ways you can take action to support the Lummi Nation and take the next step toward justice and right relations with the earth.
Will you pray with me? Spirit of life, great Spirit of life, you who rise greening in our hearts as well as in the sapling tree. Help us know you as a love so large that it holds all of our grief, all of our anger, all of our fear. In all of our pain, we are ever safely held. Help us know you as the connections between us and every other being in this world. Help us know you as that which calls us into right relationship with every other being, beckoning us always toward love and compassion, sharing and justice. Help us remember the commitment we have made together today. Help us keep it. And Great Spirit, help us serve you in all we think, all we say, and all we do today and all the days of our lives. Blessed be. May it be so.
This final song is called Salmon Come Home, and it was written in the tiny Athabascan village of Chinook, Alaska, where they are fighting to stop a proposed coal mine that would rip up 13 miles of the Xwe'chi'eXen River, dig down 300 feet, and take out the coal. This would destroy the salmon and the river and their main food source. It's a sister proposal to the Pebble Mine, which you may have also heard about. The good news is we're fighting them hard, and we're hoping to win both. This song, I was fortunate enough to be hired to go to Chinook as a camp counselor. And while I was there, I got to talk to some of the people, and I spoke with one elder for a couple hours who told me much of their history, or some of their history, and I incorporated some of it into this song.
The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever.
The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. And then the Russians came for the furrin' ground. They built log forts and we burned them down. Then the great flu came, taking old and young. We gathered who was left, and we begin again. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. Then the oil rigs came, promising us jobs, leaving oil sheens as we carry on. Then the loggers came, taking the great trees, leaving mountains bare, leaving muddy streams. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. Now they come for the coal underneath our river to destroy our home, take our children's future. We are one small town, we are one proud people, we are one with salmon, we are one with eagle, we are one small town, we are one proud people, we are still surviving, we are still surviving. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. We've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. The salmon come home again and 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 again.
Thank you.
In a moment, we will leave this space. We will go out and add our ribbons, symbols of our gratitude, grief, motivation, and commitment to the ribbons already waving at the four directions. We will carry our spiritual commitment back with us to wherever we call home, and we will take action, starting with actions at committorespond.org. We will take action. We will. After the benediction, as is our spiritual practice, we invite anyone who needs more time and space to exit this hall first, including people who use assistive devices and their companions. If this isn't you, please wait a few minutes before you leave, and as you exit, pay attention to the kindred souls around you. And now, people of this beloved community, please rise in body or spirit, or both. As we extinguish our chalice, let us take hands and pass a pulse among us to signify that we are all in this together. Together, we will make climate justice. Together, go shining. Amen.
Holding my breath underwater, it feels like I'm immune. It feels like I'm having fun like Cyndi Lauper. It feels like this is my big debut. Giving it all I got. This is the way I live my life. All I got. This is the way I live my life. All I got. This is the way I live my life. All I got. This is the way I live my life. It feels like I'm up atop the highest mountain. It feels like I need no oxygen. It feels like candy flows from every fountain. It feels like I'm stronger than